No, it's bamboo on the inside.
Oh yeah, that's right. So this is.
Banana.
Oh, that's banana.
That's banana.
That's bananas.
That's bananas. You
Is
know?
that a softwood or a hardwood?
It's a husk.
Okay.
It's like a husk. And we put it all together into like a thin veneer. It's actually 2-ply banana. Going this way and that way. So maybe next year I do coconut.
Yeah. Wow.
So now we're going to see the nucleus of the operation.
But we got to stop for a second and look.
Oh man, my dad was a carpenter. He was a boat builder.
He would love this.
Oh
place.
God, you know what? You just don't know how true that is. That is beautiful.
Isn't that pretty?
Yeah, that is beautiful.
Quilted maple, man. I'm telling you.
That's
One of my
that's your favourite, isn't
all-time
it?
favorites. This in Royal Ebony is also.
Wow.
Remember that big Royal Ebony kit we had in the showroom for a while? You loved that kit. I thought that was going to wind up at your house.
I would have loved it. I thought it was something else. So are these prototypes for styrofoam bass
Yeah,
drums?
it's a new project I'm working on. The marshmallow drum.
So up here is where the magic happens.
Yes.
Got that. This
This
is- I have a picture of this.
Wow.
Yeah.
Look at this.
You know, drums just, you can't get enough, right? I can't get enough. I mean, listen to the sound of that baby right there. There's so many different voices. And in any given size, they can be completely different. Same ply layup, same number of plies, same reinforcing hoop, same material.
Right.
People go, why do they sound different? And I just have to say, well, you and I are two men and we should be exactly the same.
Right.
We're not. That's what makes this beautiful world go round. And that's what happens here. So what I do first is I will get the interbolic relationship established. The boom, 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 boom. You know, nice, even intervals. Once I get that, then we have to look at the color of the maple itself.
Okay.
For example, if you scan down here, Mike, look at how many different shades of maple there are. It's all over the place. Because if, let's say Louis painting a candy apple red, or transparent blue, or something of that nature, these two right here certainly can't go together. One's darker, one's lighter. So we have to get the color tones to be the same. And the next thing that we have to make sure of, if it's a transparent finish, is the grain structure. For example, that doesn't go together at all. So, what I've learned to do here, and I can do it quite easily, because I've been doing this for 41 years, is I can get the interbolic relationship together, the grain and the color tone of the maple, and just that's what I consider Tamber mash, and I can do it quite quickly. Some people say, but there's all this noise out here. Isn't that distracting? I used to work with Frank Zappa, and he would come out and just say, wow, you know, on stage, and I'd be tuning Chad Wackerman's drums.
Right.
And one day he turned around and said, am I bothering you? I said, no, Frank, I've learned to tune you out.
Right.
And so what I've learned to do is tune out all that other noise, and I can
Sure.
sit here and timbre match, and my phone is my office at this point, right? So I'll come up here for a few hours every day and knock out a, you know,
Wow, beautiful.
100+ drum shells.
Wow.
So while we're on that subject, because I mean, obviously I know about you and everything you do. You still got as much passion now for doing this
Oh yeah.
than from the beginning.
I'm actually having a blast because of all the things that I've discovered that we're now implementing, and all the new things that we can do, and there's just a host of more things coming.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've got something that you say, is that a tension rod in your pocket, or you just happen to see? I'm going to be working on this project next. You know, when we started, When we started in drums, everything was a 12-24 thread pitch. That's 24
Right.
threads per inch, right?
Okay.
And that means that on an 8-inch tom-tom that only had 4 lugs, you're this far apart, the distance of a 22-inch bass drum, essentially, and you had this very coarse thread to try
Yeah,
and
yeah.
manipulate. Now, bearing edges had to come along and evolve. The drum heads had to evolve, and I think they have. I'm very proud of
Yeah.
what's going on in drum head industry today. But we were stuck with this 24 thread pitch, which when you tap the drum, it go whoop,
Yeah,
whoop,
yeah.
whoop, whoop, right? And it would vibrate loose, it'd go in, it'd go out just as fast.
Yeah.
So I changed things in our world to a 30 thread pitch,
Very
which
nice.
is a 5mm thread. Okay? And some people said, oh, you're destandardizing the industry. Shame on you. Well, now it's gotten to be pretty much a very standard thing.
Yeah.
Also, with that 8-inch tom, I said, well, I can't deal with this 4
Four,
points.
that's
Let's put
terrible.
6 on there.
Yeah.
Oh, that's too much weight. Well,
Right.
would you rather not be able to tune the drum?
Yeah, exactly.
So now we have 6. That's pretty standard these days.
Yeah.
Some people like to, because I tune, that's what I do, right? I'll be tuning and they'll like to film that.
Right.
And I sweat bullets when it comes to 8 and 10-inch toms.
Right.
Because they're still difficult. Even at 30 thread pinch,
Right.
30 threads per inch, it's still difficult for me.
Yeah.
If it's difficult for me, the average guy might have a harder time.
Absolutely.
So what I'm working on, I'll tell you a little secret.
Okay.
That's the 30, right?
Yeah.
Is this okay for the camera?
I think so.
Okay.
What I'm working on is this, Thomas. For small toms.
Wow.
That's 50.
Wow.
So you talk about
Sure.
boom, boom, or you got boom. With 50, you got
Yeah.
boom.
Yeah.
Getting it dialed in there. It's gonna make your life better.
Oh, absolutely.
It's gonna make things easier.
See, and the beauty is in all these details. This is amazing. It's
Yeah.
amazing. See, I mean, this is something I couldn't have thought of right now.
Well,
And that's why we have people like you.
Well, and that's why we have people like you who play them and make us all so
Well,
proud.
but how great is that? I mean, it's such, a small detail, but it makes such a huge difference in
Right.
every drummer's life.
What I'd like to do with it is actually say, you can, not now, but in the future, maybe have that factory installed,
Yeah.
and or have it as an aftermarket that you can
sure.
buy in your local drum shop
Yeah.
and do yourself.
great.
Now, I have trouble with 8s and 10s, right?
Yeah.
I've admitted that right on camera. Some people may say, you know what, I have trouble with
18.
16s.
Okay, yeah.
Well, then put it on your, you know, I just don't want to shove it down
Sure,
everybody's
sure.
throat, so
It's
I
an
just want
option.
to
Sure.
offer it up there.
Fantastic.
Anyway, so,
Now, I have a question.
yeah,
When you come up here, you have this organized
by size.
by size and wood, right?
Well, up here is where I work primarily in maple.
Okay, this is all maple.
This is
here.
maple standard shells.
Oh, I see.
We
okay.
work down there with Sean with all the different woods.
I see.
With the
okay.
chair, because I
That
can't
was
have
my
room to
question.
stock everything. So
Exactly.
I'll go from here down there and Tamber match right outside the shell shop.
Right. Okay.
So up here, if I'm doing some finished ply or
Right.
some oil or some lacquer kits that are standard, I've got room to stock standard shells. And they all sound so very different. It's
So if
great.
Thomas phones you up and says, I want a kit and I want it to sound like this, how quickly, a 5-piece kit, how quickly do you think you could come up here and find the shells and
If
match
he
up?
wants, and he's not so much a standard maple
Yep.
shell
Yep.
guy. First of all, if he says, I want it to sound like this, sometimes, a little 8-inch tom going to a 10-inch tom will do this. Right? That's a bit of a stretch for
Yeah.
me. This timbre is high, this one's somewhat lower. And so what I would do is I'd have to go through all my 8s and find one that's lower to match that one, or find one that's higher to get closer to the interval I'm looking for. But what you and I have done in the past is the SSC program,
Yeah, exactly.
where we have the X shell, which is predominantly very low, VLTs that are in the middle, standards which are higher, and the VLX, which is extremely low. So what I've done with him is I'll go, if he says, I want it to be these intervals, and you've done this, I'll change the configuration from tom to tom. An X8, a VLT10, a VLT12, an X14, a VLX16,
Exactly.
and that VLX Plus bass drum. Can't live without that.
No.
So, but some people really, for different purposes, just like standard shows. So I basically categorize it as high, medium, and low up here. So, and I just try and keep those intervals as honest as I can. So that's what goes on up here.
Cool.
And if I don't take this seriously, Mike, all that work out there,
Yep.
all those artisans, those men and women, it's compromised. You follow me?
Totally.
I
but,
take this very
But I
seriously.
think that the message also that I think is that obviously everyone seems to be driven by money and business, but at the end of the day,
it's the instrument.
Yeah,
It's the instrument.
yeah, and that's what I'm saying. You, after all these years, you're still like a little, as we say in England, a little kid that's gone into a candy store.
Exactly. This is my welcome to my candy store.
Yeah.
And you know, I pride myself and my crew and all the people here at DW and hopefully trying to make somebody's dreams come true. Because when you're playing that drum kit, it's an extension of yourself.
Absolutely.
When I watch you play, it's you. It's totally you. And if that instrument isn't delivering what you're saying, then I've done something wrong. So I try not to ever let you down. And we all take that very seriously.
I also know though that when someone like a good friend of both of ours, Billy Ward, gets your drum kit and then he bashes the snare drum against the shell, I do know that you get very upset with him about that.
You know, I'm about to see him at the NAMM show. That's going to wring his neck. He's got a very bad neck, so I got to be careful. Anyway, but he's one of my very best friends in the world. It's great to have someone like him. But he will do that just to tick me off.
Exactly.
Let's carry on, shall we?
Cool.
Beautiful.
See all my friends?
I love this smell.
Let's go see Louis.
Louis is amazing. This is going to be fun.
It's all primered up.
Beautiful. Yeah.
You're using GoPro. There's the GoPro drum kit.
Oh, look at that.
To go with the cameras.
Yes. Isn't that cool? And of course, Louie and Ray are working on that. Say hi, Lou.
Hey guys.
Can we come in a little bit here? So, that's intricate. That's pretty intricate stuff. There's a lot of different steps there that Louie had to do. Ray, they cut it all out. And several colors, right, Lou?
Yeah, there's 3, 4 colors and then 4 with the pearl. White base. And then with pearl so you stand out.
Yeah. Wow.
Check it out.
Beautiful.
So how long have you been working for DW?
I've been here over 21 years. Yeah.
21 years.
And every DW artist that I know has always talked about you.
Wow.
So
That means a whole lot to me. Thank you.
is he a good boss?
He's an
You're on
excellent
camera.
Am I on camera?
He's
He's an excellent boss. No, he's a great man and I owe him a great deal. So.
Do you have a favourite drum kit you've worked on?
You know, I think everything, a little bit of me goes into every single one, but I think the most popular one that we've done is the Time Machine.
That one there.
That one there. I think that's the most popular, but everything that we do for him really turns out to be very popular.
We've got a bit of a rush shrine here.
Yeah.
And by no means shall you cut out Hello Kitty.
Oh, yeah.
That's the most important.
Right. And we did that for Nick Mason.
That's why I'm saying I can't.
Yeah. It was funny, you know, we did that for Ferrari too. Massimo Ferrari.
Oh yeah.
He said, make one for Nick and one for our museum. So he told Louis, just get it off the website, the logos and da-da-da. So Louis does that. We paint 2 drum sets. We're all so excited about them, right? And so we take a picture to send to Nick, and Nick's so excited he forwards it over to the Ferrari folks. They go, take that off, sand that down. It's not right. You never have a little duty do where that is, whatever. Something that they didn't want. So we had to sand down after all his painful art 2 kits and remake them. And Nick calls me up and he says, should have gone with Porsche. Anyway, Louis, just want to say hi.
My pleasure. Thank you so
Thanks,
much.
guys.
I appreciate it.
Take care.
Pleasure's all mine.
Great.
Thank you.
This is where we do a lot of the satin finishing. Notice it's a flat satin. So that all takes place in here. Right. They like to be segregated. And here's the lacquer.
Make sure you stay close to him.
Yeah.
Elvis Camp.
I've got this one as well.
You know, Louis paints stainless steel. He makes it look like stainless steel.
It looks beautiful, yeah.
But that's actually just paint.
Incredible.
And because we've been working really hard, getting stuff ready for NAM, etc., all this stuff is in process, so to speak.
So all of this is a paint? Or
Yes.
Yeah.
Everything's paint here. Excuse me 1 second. Harrison. I'm in the middle as well. So that's just where things are painted. And once they've been painted, we have to polish them.
Okay, so this is the polishing.
Buffing room. Now, one thing that I really want you to get a hold of, that this is what they're sanding the lacquer with. Thomas, feel that.
That feels smooth.
Well,
Completely smooth.
this is 1,500 grit. We affectionately refer to this as European toilet paper.
Shall I test it?
We figured out why the Germans can be so hungry. It's just the toilet paper. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
But this is what they're sanding this with. So when that lacquer gets sanded like that,
What is liquid? Water?
it's just a little soapy water.
Solution? Okay.
So it has viscosity to it
Okay.
when you're sanding. So feel that tongue.
Wow.
I mean, that is smooth, right?
That is incredible. It's
And
like glass.
his talent is to sand this evenly. It turns, they have water on it. And if he sands through that lacquer, it goes all the way back to start. So this is a very delicate operation. Then, what this gentleman is doing over here, once you get it to this stage, right, then the rollers open up, and it turns it in and out on a screw like this, while the belt goes over the top and polishes it. Like this one here.
Yeah.
This is pretty close. So you see, it turns into glass in a matter of minutes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Isn't that nice? So that's what he's doing. He's operating these 2 machines. And the thing about these guys in this room is they have no idea what time of day or night it is. Thanks a lot. Okay, so now let's go see where they sand. Thank you, my friend. If you notice, it's a little cooler out here, right?
I like it.
That shell shop is the place to be in the wintertime, the place not to be in the summertime.
Right.
So the temperature is quite different out here. And this is where we put what we call the finish ply finishes on the drums.
Is this on purpose? Cooler in here? Or is it just regular AC vibes, or is it?
It's
in order to-
purposely hot in
Oh, it's
there.
purposely hot in there.
Hot
Okay.
and
Yeah.
moist.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So here you have all kinds of pearl finishes. course, this one here looks like it's been in a smoky club. Oh, it's like,
For 40 years, exactly.
look at that.
Oh yeah.
I affectionately call this nicotine marine, but it's actually vintage marine.
Yeah.
But we've got all the different marines, lots of different glass finishes. I've actually got some prototypes that are a little kooky but out there, but I like them.
Yeah.
In the showroom, we're going to get there in a few minutes, and you'll be able to see those. How's it going? How you doing? You see that in the showroom?
Wow. That is some serious vintage stuff.
It is.
Yeah.
And we will take and cut it, get it all put into the shape. It's glued all the way around.
Yeah.
And this material likes to be held to itself. Okay, so you have to
Okay.
lap seam it. But if you lap seam it, and you have two, and it goes all the way to the bearing edge.
Right.
You've got 2 layers here and 1 layer there. You put the drum head on, it's off center.
Yeah.
So what we do is we cut the top tab out and butt seam,
Yeah.
bottom butt seam,
Yeah.
and lap the center.
Oh, I see. So the head is.
So it doesn't
on the
have
side,
any
it's
idea.
Perfectly, exactly.
Right, and then the head comes down and covers that.
Now that's very smart.
Thank
Did you come up with that?
Well. So,
That's genius. Great.
well, what we do is we seal it with a
Tape?
sealant, no,
Oh, okay.
with a solvent rather, and then we'll roll that and press it, and it melts together. It attacks the material, and it just
I see.
welds itself. It'll never come loose.
Okay.
So that's the process of putting a
Do
finish
you
ply on.
and then do you deliberately like mount hardware over the seam or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, you do. Too high.
Just
Fantastic.
offset
Yeah.
slightly.
Exactly.
Now, this is where
This
they
is where.
inspect the first inspection and checkpoint number 3.
Wow.
They put the light down. You just can't check bearing edges enough.
Yeah.
It's so vital that they're right.
Yeah.
You know, everyone out there in drum world knows that, and you know, we take it very seriously.
Yeah.
And so another good thing is we check each other's work here,
That's great.
and that's, you know, just to keep everybody
Double, triple,
on
quadruple
track.
check.
And another thing they will do at this point here is actually check the timbre of the shell.
Yeah, I was going to ask you that just now because I'm seeing the labels here.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, all right. For example, if you listen to,
yeah.
you can hear the timbre.
Yeah.
Well, we will play it into this analyzer here.
Okay.
Oh, it gives you two. Okay. G, what is it?
And we will take that note,
Yeah.
plug it into our computer,
Yeah.
which will then spit out a tag like this.
Yeah.
And on this, it'll say the sales order number,
Yeah.
the type of shell it is. Is it maple, cherry, birch?
Sure.
Is it jazz? Is it cherry jazz? Is it mahogany jazz? This is the new lines we're coming out with. Is it classic?
Right.
We've got all these different shells, right? And then it'll say what's the type of construction. Is it standard? Is it VLT? Is it an X shell? VLX? VLX plus?
Right. Which is?
That's 3 vertical plies and an 8-ply X shell. You can kill
Okay.
small animals at 100 yards. So,
And large animals.
I mean, with that bass drum will kill you.
Yeah.
And then it'll put the note value of the shell. For tom-toms, that's information we put on there so that you can tune the bottom head to
Okay.
close to that note.
Right.
And then depending on how much of this power you put into the drum,
Right.
you can tune the batter head sharp from there. If you're
Okay.
really laying into these drums, you can go as far as a minor third above. That's really bending that note.
Okay.
But for most people, they don't go that far.
Right.
So it's tuned to taste on the top head, but we recommend getting that bottom head really singing with the shell.
Close to that note.
Close to
Okay.
this note. And of course, we got all the Dead Sea Scroll of patents here.
Right.
And it's Don Lombardi's signature, my signature. And then this goes on the inside of the shell, and it stays there. That's your reference point right
Yeah.
there.
Does it? The inside's not varnished or anything.
On snare drums, we lacquer the inside because you want that brittle brightness.
Right, yeah.
And actually, some snare drums we don't because you want it to be that fat, shut the
Okay.
front door kind
Yeah.
of boom thing, right?
Yeah.
But brittly,
Okay.
bright
Yeah,
sounds
yeah.
are desirable in most snare drums.
You like
On tom-toms and bass drums, we oil the inside
okay.
to preserve
And you do that
seal it.
before this goes on.
Yeah, and then this goes in.
Yeah.
So that's the tag.
Beautiful.
So it's a bit of a process getting to this point. And then from here, you know, and I will have Tamber match the drums up
I
there.
can see the holy grail of holy grails. This is like
Exactly.
the nucleus of the operation.
It is. It's up in the air because, quite frankly, there's no room for me down here. But we'll go up there in a moment. I just wanted to show you. These are the girls that work here. Are the pickiest people in the world, and I
Yeah.
love them for that.
Great.
Because once again, they're checking everybody's work, and they can see the most minute
It's finishing
details.
and quality control.
Exactly. Okay, the world of final.
Oh, I see a
assembly.
beautiful edge drum here.
Yeah, isn't that nice?
It's gorgeous.
That is black
This
nickel,
black nickel is amazing
over
with that
brass,
finish.
and that is tropical olive right there.
Wow.
And the inside is the shell is maple with a tropical olive.
Wow.
That's going to be a looker.
That's a beautiful drum.
That's a beautiful
I love
drum.
the edge snare.
And this, of course, is the
Vented.
EQ.
Yeah.
See that? You can open and close vents at the top. By doing that, it's interesting. You simulate mass, so you can actually bring the timbre up to a really tight sound.
Yeah.
Opening these vents makes it feel like there's less mass.
Sure.
It lowers things and really makes the drum breathe, so the
this
snares
affects the
react
pitch
differently.
as well?
Pitch and snare value.
Oh, okay.
It's a cool drum.
Of
It's like
course,
having.
open is less snare value and lower pitch. Okay.
So you're focusing the air column. You're doing a lot of things. So if you have one of these, you're bringing to the gig or the session
Six
several
different
snare
snare
drums in
drums.
one. So here everything is getting ready to go into final assembly. If you'll notice, we got some really pretty snares happening here. Look at that. Wow.
That's
You see
beautiful.
that?
Yeah.
That is what we call angel pearls.
Wow.
This is a one-of-a-kind log. I bought this in
Incredible,
Germany.
the shading of the reflection.
Isn't
Wow.
it pretty the way it does it? This one I bought in Karlsruhe, Germany,
Yeah.
from an old pal of mine, Axel Groh.
Oh yeah, I know him.
You know Axel?
Yeah.
He's a great guy. And this is a one of a kind. This is actually Mappa without any burl. So
Okay.
it's a phenomenon for that.
It looks
to
almost like a hologram or something.
happen. Isn't that amazing?
Where it changes, colors and reflects light differently from
Oh, it's-
every angle. It's amazing.
You know, then we got a little Carillion birch going on here.
And that's obviously a lacquered shell on the inside.
Yep,
Beautiful.
this is lacquer on the inside. And
Gorgeous.
look, see the tag?
Yeah.
It's a birch shell, and it is gives you the timbre note. It tells you it's a VLT, vertical low timbre.
Wow.
So that's that information we were talking about a moment ago.
That is pretty too. Holy wow. That is gorgeous.
This is a performance.
Really? The red?
The red performance.
Wow, that looks gorgeous.
Listen, these drums.
I know,
this
they're
performance line is really remarkable.
Oh, I think you totally nailed it with the performance series.
And you get your money's worth. I
Oh,
believe,
absolutely,
right?
absolutely.
Yeah.
And they look sexy with the smaller lugs.
Yeah, like our collector's drums have the large turret lug.
Yeah.
The performance has the quarter-size turret lug, and the design series and that clear acrylic over there is the small mini
Yeah.
turret lug.
That's even smaller than performance series?
Yeah.
Oh.
See it over there? That's the bass drum.
yeah.
See it? There's a tongue.
Yeah.
So this is where everything is assembled. You notice we have so everybody knows where we're at. They have these meters in my office and all throughout the factory.
Right, yeah.
So everyone can tell exactly where they are.
You got that, sir?
Pretty.
How are you?
No, thank you.
Now, look at this.
Wow.
Do you know how cool that is? That is redwood stump. This is
Redwood
the stump of a redwood tree. Listen, this tree was cut down 100 years ago
Wow.
in Northern California, and the stump stayed in the ground. So some friends of mine from Germany came out here and dug it up and took it back and sliced it open in Germany. And that's what fell out of it.
That is crazy.
So do you have people all over the world looking for wood for you?
Yes, I do
Yeah.
indeed. Yeah.
He's got
They've become family.
timber
to me.
scouts.
Well, in the beginning, they would say, John, you got to buy this whole log. If you like that one, you got to buy the whole log. Da, 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 da. But now, because when they come here, they stay at my home.
Right.
I know their wives and their kids, and we're personal friends.
Yeah.
So sometimes they'll say, John, you really love it, don't you? I said, yeah, but I can't buy 16,000 square feet of that.
course.
They'll say, just take this much.
Right.
And that's how a lot of this happens.
Wow.
Do you remember the show Breaking Bad?
Of course. Oh, you got the meth kit?
Yeah, there's the meth sheet right there.
Oh no. A Breaking Bad kit.
Now here's a new toy. You know when you're tuning drums,
Yeah.
you know, and of course I always have my drum key right here, right?
Right.
When my tuners, I got Bobby and I got Danny. Sometimes they're both either gone
Yeah.
for the day and we got to get an order out, or they're sick, and I become the tuner.
Right.
And I've got a notoriously very bad back. And so after hours and hours of leaning over like
Oh,
this
sure.
to tune a drum,
Yeah.
my back is killing me. So Will, my maintenance guy, developed a nice little way
Ah, look at that.
bring it up to so I can be a Cro-Magnon and stand upright and get it wherever I need it to be. And I can just tune the drum comfortably like this.
That's beautiful.
And of course, it lowers like that. And if you notice, Mike, look at the pedal if you can see it down there.
Oh, you're using a 5000 series.
Yeah, you know, I'm going
I
to
like
develop a 9 soon, but
I'll call it the Homo erectus machine.
you won't have an opinion yet
Okay.
until you see it set up in the showroom.
Right.
Now, you're going to see stuff that may or may not make it to the marketplace, but I don't care.
That's, well,
I just want you to see everything we're doing here.
Exactly. It's all
This is a possibility, and I've got a few variations in the showroom. And once you see it set up as a drum set, I thought I wasn't going to like it. Guess how this was developed? My folks who do the plastic finishes for us
Yeah.
came to my office and he says, John, what can we do for you that you would like and would be very different? First thing I said, well, there's a show called Breaking Bad, so we can't call it Breaking Bad. You know, that wouldn't be appropriate. So they developed the smoky finish for me, and then I said, oh, see, what else? What else? And I pointed at my screensaver on my computer, and they took a picture of it. So that is my screensaver. Funny how things happen.
Great.
So after the drum is tuned here, we line everything up. Hello? And we line everything up here. Let's say if it's a big drum kit with a burst or a fade,
Right.
such as this here.
Oh, they look
This
at
is,
that.
this is white bird's eye, candy black
Black
burst,
nickel looks gorgeous on it.
black nickel. And she lined them all up here. And then we look to make sure that all of the bursts are even, the colors are even
Right.
and consistent. And then we photograph it right there. Bobby's lining up some banana right now. Feel that banana. Yeah.
Beautiful.
So once we get it all lined up here, and they have tuned it over there in that tuning station, we photograph each kit.
Okay.
There's the camera mic right behind you that we photograph with. We photograph every single kit, so for archival purposes.
Sure.
And if the dealer wants to see the kit, we've got it right
Yeah.
here.
Fantastic.
Right?
Wiki,
Pretty
wiki,
stuff.
wiki, wiki.
So you got your turntables here?
We call this the White House.
Oh, the White House.
Yeah.
This is quite deceiving actually because it looks like it's not going to be smooth,
Yeah.
and it
It's
is.
very
It's
smooth.
very smooth.
Yeah.
The wood looks
I'm
like it's.
very proud of what Pastor has done with this finish. That is
And
very, very smooth.
As a banana, what does it taste like?
Well, you know, it's a little brownish because bananas get brown, don't they, after they're aged a little bit. But the cool thing is about this room right here is we got such hot white light, everything shows up.
Yeah.
So it's our attempt. I mean, we're only humans, but we try to get it as close to trouble-free as we can before it gets into packaging back there. So that's the White House. And Martha and Olga are president and vice president of the White House today.
Very nice.
Well, thanks for doing this.
Thank you for showing me around.
Well,
I'm glad we finally managed to do it.
Well, you know, and there's always something that's happening new, like this stuff here.
Yeah.
You know, love it or hate it, it's new.
Yeah, I love that.
I think it's cool. Yeah, so,
No, just so you know, you can't say, right, I want to use one of these on the UK clinic tour now, okay? You still got to stick to what we said in the first place.
yeah, you know, and we got concrete drums.
Yeah.
You know,
A video
black
these.
nickel. We got all kinds, copper. This is a dog, man. This thing is a mahogany gum. The right's very thin,
Yeah.
and it's got no reinforcing hoops. And I like them in a 15, 6.5
Oh,
by 15.
yeah.
It's one of those big slam the front door, boom. It sounds like it's over a sound system just naturally. Oh, it's a great drum.
So if
That'll
you
be
could
the
have
show.
one drum kit,
No.
here we go. You only allowed one.
Yeah.
Okay.
What would it be?
What's it going to be?
It'd be HVLT Cherry.
Okay, you thought about it.
Oh man, if there's a video I did with Mick Fleetwood, I don't know if you've seen.
I saw
that.
that,
I've seen
yeah.
it. Yeah, I have seen
And
it.
we
yeah.
built his kit from the ground up, and
Right.
that was a
the one.
great kit.
Yeah. Wow.